For the last few years, I have watched every single Best Picture nominee that the Oscars throws up, and this year is no different. So we're going to rank the 10 Best Picture nominees based on my own enjoyment of the film as well as merit for the award. So in number 10 for me is Licorice Pizza. This film is directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, who's got quite a loyal following, who loves his films. I'm sure we'll be behind this one as well, but for me this one doesn't really do enough to stand out from the rest. There are certain scenes, certain moments in the film I really enjoyed, such as the truck scene. That was really enjoyable and really intense to watch. But otherwise, I feel like this one, it sort of just seeps into the background a bit. Number 9, we have Drive My Car. This is a Japanese film with a nearly 3-hour long runtime, and I've got to be real, you do feel that. It very much is a slow burn of a film, but I did enjoy what the director took some time to pause on some scenes, just watch it play out, and not actually tell you everything you need to know. Like, you just watch people do things, basically, and you can see how they're acting and how they're going to maybe end up in the end of the film. There's some great themes touched here, especially on grief, so it is worthwhile watching. I just didn't really enjoy this one as much as others, but it's still a decent film. In number 8, we have Netflix's film Don't Look Up. This film had a packed cast, including Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep, to name a few. And it's an enjoyable black comedy about planet Earth and global warming. And I think with this sort of comedy, it took me a little bit to get into. Adam McKay's films are very much like that. I feel like you have to sit through it a little bit just to get the sort of feel of it, and then once you're in there, you can really start enjoying it. But it does take a little bit of that, teething time to get through. But I think it was fun. I don't know if it's necessarily worth being on this list, but I would have hoped we would have saw something like Tick Tick Boom ahead of this in terms of what Netflix were offering, but I still enjoyed it enough, and that's why I got it at number 8. Number 7 now, we have King Richard. So I actually missed this film when it came out originally, so I've only just recently seen it, and I gotta say, Will Smith was absolutely brilliant. One of the best performances I've ever seen from him, and if you just take home that Best Actor award, he'd have thoroughly deserved it. In terms of the film overall though, it's an enjoyable sport drama looking at how the Williams sisters got into the sport of tennis and how much of an impact their father had on lots of the key decisions they had to make. And the flaws of the character were really intriguing to see. So yeah, I'd say it's definitely worth checking out, especially if you have an interest in sport or tennis. In at number 6 is Nightmare Alley. Bradley Cooper is the star of the show for this Guillermo del Toro film, with most of the first half set on a carnival. What I really like about Guillermo del Toro's films is that he likes to use practical effects when he can, and you can definitely tell that with the carnival scenes, like actually being on a carnival. The actors get to interact with the environment and actually seeing like the wind crash into the tents, and that it really did get you into that feel of the film and actually into the world. However, it's actually when we leave the carnival where the film actually starts to ramp up for me. We have Bradley Cooper interacting a lot with Cate Blanchett's character, and those scenes worked really well. I thought the chemistry between those two particularly were great, and just seeing how everything started to boil up, and then the actual climax of the film was very satisfying. So yeah, I wouldn't say this is Del Toro's best film ever, but it's definitely one of his better films. We're going into the top 5 now, and at number 5 we have The Power of the Dog. Now this is very likely a controversial decision. I feel like a lot of people will have this one higher up in their lists, and also at the time of recording, it is the favourite to win the Best Picture award. Benedict Cumberbatch and Kirsten Dunst are definitely the standouts in this film. But I've got to say that the film overall, in terms of the look of it and lots of the technical aspects of the film, were really well done, and I can completely understand why it's been nominated for so many different awards. I do feel like this is a film which gets better as you watch it. Like, for example, when you get to the third act, there's a few things in my brain with like, oh, it could go here, but it does keep you guessing, and it does then reward you with what it gives you because it's a surprise. And then with the credits running, I'm like, oh, you know what? I might watch this again now because I'll probably see the film in a different light, knowing what I know now. So yeah, if this one does take home the Best Picture award, I won't have any complaints at all. But the next 4 films I did enjoy more, so let's get onto them now with number 4, which is Dune. When I look back on 2021, Dune sticks out as one which gave me a cinematic experience which I'll probably never forget. Director Denis Villeneuve has struck gold once again here after films like Arrival and Blade Runner 2049. He builds out the world so well that you want to just go back into them right after you come out of them. And I feel like with Hans Zimmer music to go alongside these fantastic visuals, that's what helped make that cinematic experience so engrossing. And yes, it's not finished. This is a first part, so we're not sure how it is going to end yet. And that does get the complaints from a lot of people that, yeah, we don't have an ending here, and so you got to mark it down. And I understand that. But what it did for me as that first part was enough for me to put it high up in this list. Like, these are the films that make you love cinema. Like, after everything with COVID, it was great that a lot of people could come back to the cinema to see a spectacle like this on the big screen. And I know for myself, when I left the screening, I was just fired up. You know, my passion has been fueled up by this film, and that's why I put it so high. Now moving into the top 3, and in third spot we have West Side Story. I remember going into this film not really knowing what I was going to get, because I hadn't seen any other version of West Side Story before this, and we also had Steven Spielberg as director, who's been a bit hit and miss in recent years. But I thought they knocked out of the park with this one. I think they brought everything really well together. The dances, the songs, I thought there were certain songs which are still in the memory now. They were really well done. The casting as well for the different roles. Some of these actors were going some great things going forward. They were fantastic. And yeah, just such a fun time to watch this movie. It's on Disney Plus right now as well, so if you haven't checked it out, do check it out. But yeah, I definitely recommend this one. So we get into our top 2, and taking second spot is Belfast. So with this one I will be a bit brief because I have got a video already on the channel about this one, but just a couple points to take home. I feel like director Kenneth Branagh made a wise decision to make this about the family and make this about Buddy, which is about himself as well. It's a semi-autobiographical film, so it's actually all through the eyes of him. So a lot of the problems he's going through is about school and about trying to get a girlfriend, but you got all the troubles in Ireland going on around him, and so seeing his family react to his issues but also the issues of these troubles was really interesting to see. But also, this is a warm film, and once the credits started to run, you're left feeling good about yourself. It's a feel-good film about a very serious topic. So in number 1, my pick for the best picture of 2022 is Koda. The film follows a girl called Ruby, who is the only hearing member of a deaf family, and that's actually where the title Koda comes from. It's child of deaf adults. But it also works as a double meaning because Koda is a musical term, and in this film Ruby wants to be a musician. She joins the choir, and you can see there where some of the conflicts might stem from with Ruby being a musician around a deaf family. For me, this film had so much going for it. Like, it made me laugh, like laugh out loud. Like, there were certain scenes, especially with the parents, which were so good. I thought it packed the emotion as well, like especially the emotional punch towards the end definitely did deliver there. But even throughout it made you feel different things, and I remember watching it on TV because it's on Apple TV right now. I had to go and sort my washing out halfway through, so I had to pause it, and I was like, oh no, I'm so into this, so I had to quickly go do that, come back, and it made me want to come back to it as quick as possible. It really did grip me, and I loved it. I thought it had everything in the film I wanted. And I think for me it deserves the award of Best Picture, because I love a film when it can make you just, you know, tied to your screen, whether that is in the cinema or at home. Unfortunately, it's not at the cinema. I'd love to see this at the cinema, but it was such a fun experience. But yeah, I could talk about Koda all night long, but I'll stop myself there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know your top 10s, and if you are watching this after the awards show, what did you think of the result? Did you think it was the right one? But yeah, thank you very much for watching the video. Like the video if you did enjoy it, subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one.